This is the Redefining Plastics podcast with Justin Riney. This is Justin Riney with Redefining Plastics. Please like and subscribe, follow the podcast, download it wherever you get your podcasts, leave comments, interact with me, reach out to me directly. Would love to have a conversation with anybody who wants to talking about the good listening in meetings. I think the higher you get in any organization, the worse that gets. That's my experience. I don't know if you have the same experience, but it's a whole lot of waiting their turn to espouse whatever opinion they have.
They know what they want to say before the other person even gives their point of view. So they're not taking that point of view at all. They're already prepared on what they're going to say, no matter what that other person's talking about.
And you and I both know when the team's empowered and the team feels like they're important, whatever you're doing is going to work out.
I mean, these people that we're up against, they are literally got millions and millions in funding. If you look at who's member of some of these organizations, they're just marketing people. They don't even have scientists in many cases. They're just out there paid millions to spread misinformation about plastics. And we know who's paying them too, because a lot of that's public record. And so when you go up against people who are well-funded and professional marketing people, you have to have some money and some professional marketing people. So the idea behind the Plastics Research Council was to have some funds to pay a professional marketer or marketers to get the facts out better than I can do on my own, to massage the message, to be more patient than I can be. I'm a scientist. I'm like, here are the facts, deal with them.
A lot of rear view mirror thinking rather than looking through the windshield. Misconceptions and good intentions are making their way into legislation, not just at the UN, in the US, in certain states as well. I think the difficulty that we have is how do we express the positives that come with our products without seeming like that we're just trying to brush these end-of-life true issues under the rug. I don't think anybody's trying to do that. We're very open to the fact that we need better solutions, and we want to be a part of that process.
Yeah,
we want to help solve end-of-life issues for plastics. And the UN Global Treaty could have done that. And so far, we are way off track. And I guess I'm not exactly surprised. Something else you said that I think is interesting. There's a study that says you're 70% more likely to share negative stories on the internet than positive. And I think you nailed it. It's dead right. Because people want to get pissed off because people are angry about things and they have no outlet. Yeah, whatever it is. People are angry at something else and they need something to let it out on. And so they'll see a picture of a turtle with the straw in its nose, which isn't a straw, but whatever. And then they're like, to hell with plastics. Let's get rid of it. And then I spend the next 10 years of my life trying to change that narrative.
Emitted into the air and or transportation fuel and
so your point
becomes
is we
part of
shouldn't
our
have jet fuel?
My point is ExxonMobil shouldn't lie, and they shouldn't.
I love
you
that.
to
You flew here, though.
You flew here, though, right?
We travel.
I guess what I'm trying to understand is this 1% piece. So there's 99. Where's the 99? You're saying the 99% is going to jet fuel, or you're saying the 99% is going to the ground?
99% of what ExxonMobil produces in plastic is not touched by advanced recycling.
Yes,
I understand.
That's only one part.
Like,
That's only one piece of recycling. There's such a big recycling industry out there. That's talking about just one technology, one facility. We're talking about multiple advanced recycling facilities and the entire mechanical recycling industry that exists globally right now. That is recycling, and it is recycling at scale. We'd like to recycle more.
You get it, right? Like, and I think that's where it's so much easier to get attention to say, I'm going to fix Earth. I hate plastic versus I'm going to fix Earth by understanding this demonized.
It's complex, right? There's no simple solution to any of this. And anybody who says, I've got a simple solution to fix whatever, you just know that person's a liar. And so all these big nonprofits that make a ton of money, they'll say, you know, how we solve climate issues and climate change? Ban plastics. Like, okay.
Right.
So now you just increase greenhouse gas emissions and you haven't solved anything. You've actually made everything worse. And there's going to be more material that goes to landfill. You're going to need more fuel.
Because that's exactly what the NGOs do. They show us pictures of turtles and whales, and they play on people's emotions to empty their pockets. And the other side of the emotion is the time for emotion is after you know you're right. If you engage your emotions too early, you end up going really fast in the wrong direction. And that's what I see people doing now. Some of the people who care the most are passionately going in exactly the wrong direction with their cotton bags and their paper bags, for example. So that's a real shame that the people who care the most are doing the most harm because they didn't check the facts before they engage their passion.
And half the time, they don't even know where to find the facts, right? I think that's a big deal. I've said this multiple times and I'll continue to say it. Our industry does a really bad job of talking about the benefits of our products. And I'm in the industry. I'm not an unpaid consultant like you, so I have to take the blame here.